Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and demonstrate what we call the Copenhagen Plank and a couple progressions that make it easier if it's too challenging. I'm gonna use the bench from my bench press system here to do it, but this could be done at home using like a kitchen chair or even a sofa. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up right here. Um, and way you're gonna set up on this, you're gonna come down to the ground and you're gonna put in an ideal world, you're able to put your ankle up on the bench press. And then what I like to do is kind of line myself up. Okay, so I like to get my um, ankle, knee, and hip and torso all kind of in line. So I don't like to allow a lot of folding in my setup position, because if I do that, we really don't want this hip bend to exist. So it's just easier if I'm relatively straight when I start. And then all I'm going to do is from there, I'm going to just kind of elevate myself. So I'm supporting myself with my elbow and I'm supporting myself on my ankle. And my knee, what I don't want is my knee to point up to the ceiling. I want it to be my toe and my knee to be pointed in plane with the bench presser kind of at the same line. And I want to flex my glute so I lose the bend in the front of my hip. Okay, so that's the Copenhagen plank. Now, if that's too challenging, one of the things you can do to make it a little bit easier is instead of going off your ankle, you can go off of your knee. Okay, so we can get into this position. Again, I want to sit up through my hip, and I don't want to allow any torque to develop at my knee. So I like keeping my foot kind of on the bench instead of letting it come off, so I can feel that my toe and my knee are pointed the right direction. Feel a lot of effort coming from here and a lot of effort coming from the inside of my thigh on that side. Now, if that's still too challenging, the simplest version we can do of this to progress and get to the point where you can do some of these more challenging variations is what's called a hip dip. So we're gonna stay here on the ground, and instead of going up and holding the position, we're just gonna try and elevate ourselves. Okay, and that's kind of a hip dip. If that's too hard, you can maintain a third point of contact, and you're gonna try and drive with this leg, and then eventually the goal is to lift that other leg, and then get to the point where you can hold the position in that Copenhagen plank. So this is the Copenhagen plank. Go ahead and give this one a try at home. Make sure you share it with a friend who needs it, and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss any of our updates here at the Movement Clinic.